Tonight, the Friday night lights shine brightest in the Lone Star State. The Houston Hyenas look to play spoiler as they try to knock the Tallahassee Pride out of the hunt for a playoff spot in season number 12. Tallahassee, winners of 4 of their last 5, look to make an example of their longtime bitter rival. It's the SFL Network live on Twitch on a Friday Night Lights presentation presented by APM Music, and it starts right now. Welcome in to Houston, Texas, site of this Week 10 matchup. Yes, indeed, we are in double digits finally this season as these two longtime rivals get set to do battle. It's the Tallahassee Pride traveling to Houston to play against the Houston Hyenas. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody. Chris Curtis along with Gus Schultz, and Gus, should be a fun one. Tallahassee looking to run all over the field. Houston looking to try to find a way to stop them.
Yeah, this is a battle of an offensive giant in Tallahassee. They have been literally running all over the place. Second in rushing yards per game at 151 against a very strong defense for the Houston Hyenas, who just haven't been able to get enough offense going to stay in the win column this season.
Yeah, they've been looking for a way to kind of keep themselves competitive, and they've come up on the short end of the stick on a few different occasions. So they'll try to quell that as we get into this matchup. Let's talk a little bit about these about these wide receivers real quick. Ken Gossett for Tallahassee, he has been a force for a long time in this league. Grayson Willis, up and comer, he actually had a 100-yard game with 10 catches last week and a touch. This is a pretty good wide receiving tandem on this Tallahassee roster that Christian Christensen has a chance to play with.
Yeah, and Christian Christensen has been having a really solid season. Nothing super spectacular because of the strength of their running game that they've been utilizing, but he makes very few mistakes. He's doing really good in completion percentage and yards per attempt, and so he's doing a very good job of managing that offense and utilizing their strengths and weaknesses.
Well, here we go. We are about to start with some football. Ball is on the 30. Tallahassee's going to start with it on the road. Ball is in the air, and we are underway in Houston as this ball is going to get down to the 10. Caught there. 15-20, moving through the middle. And he finally kind of gets taken down at the 30-yard line, and that will bring out Christian Christensen for his first drive in this game. As mentioned, Grayson Willis, Ken Gossett, your two wide receivers. A.J. Francis expecting to have a pretty big day as well. He's the main halfback. Ty Norris, the undrafted rookie, is also in there. He'll be playing the slot more often than not. Tallahassee first down from the 30 as we get things underway in Week 10. This playoff picture becoming a little bit clearer in the SFL landscape. Christensen to throw on first down. Over the middle, that's caught pretty quickly. A first down towards midfield. He was taken down at the 44-yard line.
Yep, Grayson Willis there on the catch, and I like this start. You know that Tallahassee is a run-heavy team, so for them to come out and get the passing game going quick could be a little bit of a surprise for Houston. Christian Christensen, 247 yards from 15,000 on the career, so he wants to be throwing the ball tonight too.
That's a very, very good point. Wide receivers will be facing off against Manakanaka and Everett Garrison. Eddie Gage and Tristan Hatley are your safeties for Houston, as that ball is going to be attempted for Gossett, but it goes out of bounds to the left. Kanaka and Garrison, your cornerback tandem, as mentioned. Garrison, 1 interception last week. Eddie Gage, the safety, the stalwart back there, also with 1 last week against the Night Wings. Houston played a really good defensive game, and as mentioned, that's not their problem.
Yeah, I mean, they held the number 1 team in the league to only 9 points. It's something to be proud of.
Francis through the middle. It's going to be a pair of MeUndies laundry on the field, it looks like, and we'll see what it's going to end up being. It is a neutral zone infraction, so it is a free play. 5 yards and a repeat. So we'll have the first penalty of the game comes real early on the Houston defense.
And Tallahassee would really like to have had a passing play dialed up there because it's a free shot down the field. But you're not going to argue with free yardage no matter where it comes from. And now they're just itching right there at the 50-yard line, looking to start off real strong.
Strong I formation for Christensen. 49-yard line where it's at. Francis is going to get another try on another on second down. He is going to get a couple of yards, make it 3rd and 2. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/SimulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. Give the gift of comfort with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, free shipping and returns, signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. Christensen in the gun. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. He's ready to throw on 3rd and 2, and he's going to get taken down. The defensive line for Houston makes a stand, and the Pride will be forced to punt.
Yep, a great blitz coming through. That pocket collapses from the edge, but the defensive tackle there has the center all locked up, so there's no room for Christensen to step up into the pocket and escape that really well-executed blitz there from Houston. And that's why they're one of the best 3rd down defenses in the league.
Yeah, and Houston, as a contrast on 3rd down, are the best in the league at 62%. So that was a real good stand by this defense in Houston. This will be a spin move on the return. Not much to it, to the 17. Out comes the Houston offense as we talk about them for a minute. Kentez Johnson, who is going through a bit of a sophomore slump, but definitely can work out of it. Warren Murray, his main halfback target. Leroy Brown and DR Sim, the veteran and also the owner of the Houston Hyenas, Yassine Clifton, your tight end for Houston. As you mentioned in our pregame, both these offenses built the same way. They just execute a little bit differently. This will be a chance for Johnson to the right side. Caught short, moving to the right, and that's going to be a completion 6-yard gain for the Hyenas. It'll be Yassine Clifton, his first catch.
Yep, and I like getting the tight end started early. He's somebody who doesn't catch a lot of balls in this system. He's only had 319 yards so far this season and 3 touchdowns, but all 3 of those touchdowns were over the last 3 games, so they're looking to utilize him more, and that could be part of their plan to get this offense going again.
In the gun, single back for Johnson. In the back, Warren Murray. Johnson to throw, plenty of time, wings it right. That's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 4. Upcoming as Leroy Brown was the intended target on the right side.
Yep, and Sprouse had him all covered up there on that out route. A very dangerous ball for Kentez Johnson to be throwing, and that's kind of been a staple for him this year. 8 touchdowns to only 13 interceptions. He's got to do a better job recognizing those coverages and make a safer throw in that situation.
You mentioned the Sprouse brothers, Michael and Matthew, your 2 cornerbacks for the Tallahassee Pride. And we'll mention the safeties here in a bit. Kentez to throw off to the left. That's caught. And I believe that is going to be DR Sims' first sighting of the game. He's got a first down for the Hyenas.
Yep, that's 646 on the career, just stacking onto that total. He's the #1 wide receiver in the league for career receptions and career yards. So he is just running it up right now. And if he gets 1 touchdown, he'll go to #2 on the all-time reception touchdown list.
Defensive ends for the Pride, Hunter Norwood and Taquan Hale. EJ DeQ, the defensive tackle. Michael and Matthew Sprouse, the cornerbacks, as mentioned. Sir Chappelle, the free safety, and Alex Bond, the strong safety. That's going to be over the middle, caught towards the first down marker, but a little bit short. Leroy Brown, his first catch.
Yep, and Leroy Brown has had a pretty solid season for himself. 4 touchdowns, 486 yards is what it looks like, but half of those yards all came in their win against London, and so he's actually been just a touch spotty at times. They need to keep him going hot if they want to get going again.
Strong set, split backs for Houston. That'll be Warren Murray, his first carry, and that is a first down, getting closer to midfield. Get him to the 46. His first touch is a positive one for the Hyenas.
This is a really nice drive for them so far. Other than that one errant throw batted down by a Sprouse brother, they've really been moving the ball very effectively, just 4 or 5 yards at a time, and just keep working this Tallahassee defense that's shown a little bit of weakness at times. So this is a good response for Houston coming out after the big stop and moving the ball into some dangerous territory.
Talk about dangerous territory. Kentez Johnson's in the gun by himself. Looks to throw, steps up, throws short on the crossing pattern. It's DR Sim. He will get a 5-yard completion out of it, make it 2nd and 5. And an injured player on the field, it's Taquan Hale. That is a problem for the Pride as one of their star defensive ends goes down in the heap.
Yeah, and Tallahassee is a team whose defense is built around pressuring the quarterback. So anytime you lose a defensive end like that, it can really start to mess with your ability to get the stops that you're looking for. Hopefully he's going to be okay, though. Nobody likes to see injured players on the field.
No, not including neither of us. That's not good for the Pride defense. See if the Hyenas can take advantage while he is gone. We'll get an update from the sidelines as soon as we can. Split backs formation for the Hyenas. Plenty in the box defensively for the Pride. This will be a handoff to Warren Murray. Through the tackles, has room to run, and immediately they take advantage of the lack of defensive end on that side. Real smart from the coaching staff on the Houston sideline.
Yeah, absolutely great call there by Damon Simeon, the offensive coordinator. Get that one in there and just attack the weakness. And, Warren Murray is somebody who you want to see get more carries. He's averaging 4.9 right now, but he just doesn't get the volume of touches that you want for a running back who's doing that well.
He's proven himself effective, even in the low-scoring game against Denver last week, 20 carries for 83 yards. So he's at least getting positive yardage, inching towards that 100-yard mark. Say he gets 30, that might be a different game. That's at the outside, and that is a big pass deflect. Real good work by the Tallahassee defense to jump up and make the play.
Yeah, but that's Matt Sprouse again working there on the top end of the screen, and he is just itching to be getting some interceptions. He actually only has one on the season so far, brother Michael with 4. And so he's got to play a little bit of catch-up here in the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah, they got to have an interfamily bet, I would imagine. Michael Sprouse had an interception last week in their game as well. So he adds to his totals, and Matthews over there kind of itching, as you mentioned. So I formation for Kentes. That is 7 in the box for the Pride. Extra help coming. That's dangerous. Long pass, deep right side. Caught. 10-5 to the house. That is a Hyenas touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, that should have been it would have been Leroy Brown, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, that was
okay.
Leroy Brown, his 5th on the season, and a monster gain for him. I don't think it's his longest of the season, but it's definitely his 2nd. Got to be feeling real good after that one.
And Tallahassee faithful not happy with that effort defensively. That is a problem for them, but they definitely have the offense to come back. This will be an extra point attempt from the Hyenas. Long touchdown for Kentes Johnson on his first drive of the game. Good work from him. Extra point pending. Snap good, hold good. It took a while to develop, but finally it is up, and it is through. So we are officially underway now that the first points are on the board. Houston and Tallahassee, generally speaking, put up a lot of points. You and I talked about it a little bit in pregame that these guys generally participate in shootouts with each other.
Yeah, the lowest scoring game in their 6-game history was 36 total points. Their last 3 games have all been 60 or more points. So I expect to see a lot of offensive action.
This will be a ball that's returnable from the 10. 15, 20, 25 to the 28-yard line, and that is where the Pride will start this drive out. Christensen back on the field after going 3 and out after the first one. Real good 3-2 defensive, or 3rd and 2 defensive play from the Hyenas. Stopped them in their tracks. So look for them to get A.J. Francis, I think, more involved in this drive as they kind of went away from him when that drive stalled out. Splitbacks for the Pride. Plenty defensively in the box. And off Francis, right side off the tackle. That is going to be a run to the right for a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 upcoming. And we will not see Taquan Hale for the rest of this matchup. Pulled hamstring, he'll be out. So that is a defensive adjustment that the Pride are going to have to make.
Yeah, and that's going to be really rough when your team is set around getting good pressure. To lose such a huge piece of that pie, that's really crushing for the Tallahassee Faith.
Yep. Next man up. Let's see what they can do. This will be Christensen on 2nd down. Throw to the right side. That is caught. And it would have been Grayson Willis, his 2nd catch, and they'll call it a first down. He was in bounds.
Yeah, they're going to call that a first down, but I'd love to get another look at that. He is falling out there. I wouldn't mind a close call challenge on that one.
Let's see if they get it. Tallahassee back to the line, trying to call this play. Will indeed be a Francis run, right side, broken tackle, trying to get the first down, and he's pushed past the marker. It'll be another first down as they move into Houston territory for the 2nd time in as many drives. We'll see if they can finally do something with it.
Yeah, Tristan Hatley's going to have his work cut out for them back there in the free safety position, trying to make sure that he cuts off whatever angles his linebackers aren't cutting off, because you can expect AJ to get through that first layer and take on a linebacker. So now it's about the safety making sure he's cutting all the options off.
Single back, that is going to be Francis in the backfield. 3 on the bottom of your screen. Christensen to throw. Plenty of time, but he takes a little bit too much time, and he'll get taken down, but he does get rid of the football. That, I believe, would be Chad Tackle with the...
Nope. It was Cooper on that one.
Cooper, okay. Yep, no,
Number 99. Elvis Cooper. 6'5", 315 pounds. It's a big boy.
Yeah, that is a large man. That is a large man for sure. Split backs for Christensen. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 in the box defensively for the Hyenas. Over the middle, deep, and that is tipped incomplete. I think the defender got a hand on it, but it finally snuck through, and the great play by Grayson Willis to stay with it.
Yeah, Eddie Gage does get a hand on this, but Grayson Wilson sees it through all the way. He's got the safe hands there. If he has one more step, he's probably taken that one to the house, but Eddie Gage close enough to keep the touchdown off the board.
Good work by Willis to fight with the veteran there for a little bit of position to make that play happen. Good work. Single back formation for Christensen from the 20 as they enter the red zone for the first time this evening. To the outside, sideline, and this is going to be a backwards pass, but it's caught and taken out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 11. Not much doing.
Yeah, Christensen needs to get that ball out a little bit earlier because Francis has nobody in front of him. If he can catch that in stride and turn up the field, that's a 6+ yard gain pretty easily for Harris and his ability to break tackles. You don't want to hold on to it too long, and then he runs out of bounds and loses yards.
2nd and 11 from the 21. Plenty of time. Wings it over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Tallahassee! They get right back in the game, and that is a big play and a big drive to answer the Houston touchdown with one of their own.
Number 6 on the year for Ken Gossett. He has been having a pretty solid one that's going to put him up over 600 yards for the season, and he is just splitting the seam between the two free safeties back there in their cover 2 zone, and so it's the perfect route for it. You run out and then right towards the very center of the end zone.
Gets a touchdown last week, has another one this week. He only had 57 yards last week. He got about half of that on this particular throw. So really good work from Ken Gossett, and it will be an extra point pending for the Tallahassee Pride. Snap taking a while to develop. Kick is on the way, and it is through. So Pride come back. They tie it up, put the ball back in Kentez Johnson's hands. See how he can do. The youngster going to need to try to retaliate against Christensen, the veteran, and the Pride's offensive touchdown last drive.
Yeah, loving the back and forth between these two teams. Houston showing that offensive life that we've seen so rarely from them and putting Tallahassee on the defensive. So what Houston does here now with their second possession becomes really important. Can they keep up what they were able to do the first time, or are they going to start to show us more of what we've seen through the season?
From the 12 to the 27 is where the Hyenas end up on this one, as we'll see what Kentez can do. Tallahassee's defense back out onto the field, as I would anticipate they probably safeties got a thorough tongue lashing on the sideline for the Pride as they let Leroy Brown get way free in the backfield. So that's something they'll probably work to correct here. Warren Murray's in the backfield for Kentez, and he will watch Kentez throw on first down. This is going to be a pass to the outside, 8-yard completion for Leroy Brown as he brings in one.
Yep, and Tallahassee's actually dropping into a zone there because they don't want to get burned on that one-on-one man situation like they did on that drive. So they definitely are making the adjustments. Now it's just going to be about, can they come up and stop those short throws and keep Houston from nickel and diming their way down the field.
I formation for the Hyenas. Handoff. So they try to clutch through the tackles, and Warren Murray has a first down. Not much more than that. Good job by the second level to take him back. And that is a 1st and 10 for Houston.
Yeah, Michael Sprouse laying the wood on that tackle there, but it's just a little bit too late as Warren Murray already picked up the first down there and really has them marching down the field now.
I formation again. 7 in the box. Looking to send some extra help, possibly. It'll be a run blitz. Murray doesn't care. He's got some room to run, and he can't quite break the second level. He does that, he's probably gone. 2nd and inches for Murray on a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, free safety Sir Chappell reading that one across the field to go chase that thing down. And you're right, if he doesn't make that tackle, Warren Murray's probably busted all the way into the red zone, probably even the touchdown.
Just past midfield. Hand off Murray again. Give the horse the ball and let him work. Murray at first down and a couple more as he gets down to the 44.
Now that man getting the spoon out saying, feed me, feed me. He is putting in work right now. Really doing a good job. 7.2 yards per carry off of 5 attempts so far. Just really doing a great job.
3 at the bottom, 1 at the top of your screen for Kentez. Looks to throw on first down. Deep wing, left side, tipped and incomplete. Safety made up to make a play. Intended target was Leroy Brown.
Sir Chappell knocking that thing away. If he had jumped up for that, he probably could have caught it just as easily as he batted it away. Really good job seeing where that ball is going on a really underthrown ball from Kentez Johnson.
Yeah, that would have been a major problem. That would have entirely been on Kentez there. Had his man open deep if he can lob it over. Under center. Hand off Murray. Got some room to run into the second level. He'll have 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2. Houston gets a chance to test out their third down efficiency here as they inch closer and closer to field goal range.
Yep, and Tallahassee's defense is not spectacular on third down, 52%. I think I'd really like to see another running play. Warren Murray's been doing a great job. Put the game in his hands right now.
And they will. Through the middle, he's got the first down and a few more down to the 27-yard line, and they are deep within field goal range now. They can at least look for points out of the drive to take the lead back, but Murray, you called it. He is carrying the load for this Houston offense right now.
And with Tallahassee losing somebody on their offensive line, they haven't invested in their linebacker spot. So if you can get past the line of scrimmage, you're going to be able to run for 5+ yards almost every time. These linebackers and safeties are really going to have to step up and help out, and that'll open up the deep ball for Johnson later on.
And it's no coincidence that they've run this while the defensive end has been out as well. They've only run it as much as they have since he was injured. So good job taking advantage on the offensive sideline for Houston. That's a 6-yard completion for the Hyenas. Not much to that one, but it'll set up a manageable second down.
Yep, and they are knocking on the door of the red zone there at the 21-yard line. They should pick it up here on this play, and Tallahassee is just reeling. They can't seem to catch a break.
Can't seem to stop them either. Murray breaking a tackle, getting the first down. He is not to be denied the yellow line. 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
He is having a great day, probably his best day of the season so far already. That puts him up over 50 yards already here just in the first quarter.
He will not be stopped. Bottom of your screen, 3 Hyenas there. Single back formation for Murray. Hand off Murray. Why not? He's going to bust through to the 10, and he gets laid out at the 7-yard line like a truck, but he does carry the ball there and puts in 1st and goal.
Alex Bond saying, you may have our linebackers beat, but you go absolutely no further than that. And I love the play call coming in from Damon Simeon there. Spread 3 wide receivers out to the left side of your formation and then run it over to the right. Make them think that it's a pass look and then just run it right the other way. Really good call there. But I mean, the hit from Alex Bond, absolutely amazing.
First quarter's done. 7-7. Hyenas are holding tight with the pride. End of the first frame in Houston. Kentez looks to throw. First play of the second quarter is in the end zone for a touchdown. Hyenas answer right back with a touchdown of their own, and they'll take a 1-possession lead.
And that is DR Sim moving up to number 2 on the all-time leaderboard, tying Nick Quick in career touchdowns. That is number... where'd the thing go? I lost the number. But he's number 2 on the list now.
It's a lot. We can spoil
it's a ton of touchdowns.
Yes.
Like whatever number you're thinking, double it, and that's probably closer to reality.
Extra point pending for the Hyenas as they're going to try to make it a 14-7 lead. Real good work by Kentez, though, coming back and bringing the Hyenas all the way down into Pride territory and getting the ball in the end zone. That's a huge way to retaliate against Christensen. Kentez having a much better day thus far in the offensive end, and we'll see if he can continue that as we go forward.
Yeah, Kentez doing a really safe job with the ball there on that second drive. No errant throws other than the one getting batted down because it was a little short. But really the story of that drive was just Warren Murray putting that offense on his back and literally carrying it down the field.
You guys are just joining us. Chris Curtis and Gus Schultz in the booth with you. Got Nathan Blake on stats as well. Huge thank you to you for making us seem smarter than we actually are. That ball's returned to the 29-yard line. And it'll be Christian Christensen back out on the field. Tallahassee currently in the playoff picture in one of the wild card spots. They look to try to keep that alive. They sit at 5-3. This is a big game. They really, really need to take care of business here because if they go against the 4-time champs, the Queen City Corsairs, who are also in the hunt for a good playoff spot. And that is next week. So this is I would call this a must-win game for the Pride, keeping momentum going to next week.
Yeah, 4 losses is going to make it very tough to get into the playoffs the way this picture is shaping up this season. They don't want to be getting into that situation going into week 11. So they really want to get this win against a team they need to feel like they can beat. But Houston's playing really well right now. They've got to be feeling confident over there with that 7-point lead.
Yep, and that first play from scrimmage on this drive, a 4-yard pass. Second play is going to be a pass out to Francis, and he will get a first down. Good work from him. It'll be to the 41-yard line. Talking about the Hyenas, they started out pretty well. And then the wheels kind of came off. People started adjusting to what Kentez can do, and he has fully entered, I think, what we can call a sophomore slump as he tries to break out of it. And I think there's definitely potential in this kid. He will.
Yeah, and he's got such great talent around him. I mean, the arguably greatest wide receiver in the league is his primary target, and he's got another great coming up behind him in Leroy Brown. He's got a solid running back showing his colors tonight. This offense can do things. They just have to get it all working together.
And that is going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 over the middle. Chad Tackle was the one who made the stop. And that is going to be an incompletion for Christensen. Very rare from him. He was ridiculous last week with the efficiency. 24 for 29 en route to 220 through the air. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for this guy. He's been the veteran leader for this Tallahassee roster for a lot of years, and it's been fun to watch him develop into a really, really respected veteran in this league.
Yep, and he is uncharacteristically inaccurate here. He comes into this as the most accurate quarterback in the league, and then he just puts another one off of Eddie Gage's hands right there. That's 2 incompletions in a row for him, bouncing off of the defense. He needs to step back, take a bit of a break, let AJ run that ball if you have to. I mean, he is the consummate workhorse for this team. You have to be getting your throws down.
Seems like we'll get a chance to see Christensen air it out here. 3rd and 10. Plenty of time to throw over the middle. Caught! Real nice job splitting the seam. That's exactly what they needed. First down into Houston territory. The drive stays alive.
Yep, that's Ty Norris just running right up the seam coming off the line there. And he's a big boy. He's got a lot of ability to go up and make these catches. And they really use him. He's got 3 touchdowns and 487 yards coming into this game.
Important play for Christensen to keep the momentum alive. See what they can do inside Houston territory. Last time they were down here, they got a touchdown. Looks like Houston's sending some extra help, and they try a run blitz, but it doesn't matter. Francis has yardage ahead of him. 2nd and 3 after a 7-yard completion, 7-yard run.
Yep, and getting up to the third level there, Eddie Gage involved on that tackle. That's what you expect to see out of AJ Francis, and he is just going to make that defensive line and linebacking core work for every tackle they get.
Second and a couple. Christensen to throw. Plenty of time over the middle. That's caught. Get it to the 24-yard line. And that's another one for Norris as he brings in the undrafted rookie who got onto the Tallahassee roster and has made some pretty nice waves. And it's been fun to watch him develop.
Yeah, he's been really fun. There's not a lot of teams that splash the cash on a big-name tight end, but the ones that do really find a layer of versatility there that teams with 3 wide receivers are really missing.
Oh, that's Francis. Broken tackle. Couldn't bring him down by the feet, and he'll get all the way down to the 10-yard line. First and goal coming for the Pride. A first down after a real nice run from Francis.
Yep, and Mana Kanaka back there to save that one. This looks like it should be able to go all the way after he squirts it to the outside, breaks the first tackle, and, coming from that angle, that's a matchup I expect Francis to win with his size, but really good form on the tackle, saves that one. But now Tallahassee inside the 10-yard line.
And what you saw there was the Everscroll block of the game on that run. Real nice job being able to squirt that to the outside. Tallahassee looking to put points on the board. Christensen outside looking for Pater, and he's going to get taken down at the 3-yard line. Everscroll by movement. Blocks blue light to protect your eyes from digital screens. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL Action. Protect them and see every moment by using the promo code SimulationFL at purchase from MVMT.com. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL through our partnership, Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Christensen under center from the 3-yard line. Hand off Francis, trying to bust his way through, and he'll be short. To the 2-yard line is where he ends up. He'll gain a few feet, but that's it. Second and goal. Third and
Yep,
goal.
and a very expected call there. You don't come into this with a top 5 running back in the league, look at second and 2 yards to go to the goal, and not try to run it in at least once. They'll probably try to run it here. I'd go for it on 4th down if I was them.
Chance to throw to the outside for the pylon. He's got it. That's an A.J. Francis receiving touchdown. Tallahassee is going to tie the game back up.
Yeah, and this is just a case of blown coverage. Nobody's really tracking that running back across the formation as close as they need to. So he's got a lot of space, and his quickness allows him to get turned right into the corner of that end zone before whether it was a safety or a linebacker could get across and even put any kind of contact on him.
Extra point up and coming pretty quickly here as they will try to tie this one up again. Short or close game in this second quarter. Kick up and on the way. It is through for the extra point. 14-14. Houston to get the ball back as we play a little better than halfway through this second quarter. Game getting close. This should be a fun one all the way through, or at least that's what it's leading up to.
Yep, we're definitely on pace for a 4th consecutive 60-plus point game between these two guys. 28 already, 6 minutes left here in the first half. And, Houston just continues to find ways to perform very well against Tallahassee.
And that is going to be a return back to the 29-yard line. Bring back out Kentez Johnson and put the Tallahassee Pride defense back out on the field. And something's got to give here. One of these defenses is going to start clicking. It's just a matter of which one. It should be I think we should start to see signs of that by the end of the first half here.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to give these defenses times to figure out what the offenses are going to bring them, but Tallahassee's going to be a little slower missing their defensive end.
Johnson to the outside. That's real short throw, and it's an immediate takedown. Couldn't quite break the tackles through. 2nd and 10 after no gain from Warren Murray.
Yeah, Warren Murray wrapped up in a real big hurry there by a linebacker on that play. And you'd like that ball to come out a little bit faster so that Warren Murray has his feet moving when he catches it. It's really hard when you have to stop and then restart to get a bead off of those linebackers cutting hard.
Murray through the middle. That is a broken tackle, and he's still going as he gets 8 yards. That's a real nice run from him, as the first level could not stop him. It's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, broken tackle and then just dragging outside linebacker Jamal Carroll for about 5 extra yards after that initial contact. Warren Murray continues to be the workhorse.
Under center. I formation for Kentes. Looks to throw. That is to the right side. It'll be tipped and incomplete. Little tip drill action did not work in Tallahassee's favor there. It'll be 4th and 2. Houston will punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it looked like about 3 members of the Tallahassee secondary had their hand on it. You know, the secondary coach is going to be a little bit upset about them for nobody hauling that one in. But, I mean, the 3rd down stop is something that you can't be upset about. So forcing the punt here, this is going to give them an opportunity to now take the lead before we go into the half.
Punt upcoming fairly quickly here for Houston. Kick is a high one. Looks like it got some decent distance as well, down to the 24. And a spin move attempt is going to bring him nowhere. To the 27-yard line is where he'll end up. And that is a chance for Christensen to come back out. And after the defensive stop, there is now an opportunity for the Pride to take the lead for the first time this evening.
Yeah, and the Pride are going to be wanting this lead. They've come into this feeling like the better team, and so to be playing from behind is out of character for them. They need to come out and make a strong statement here.
Christensen ready, handoff to Francis. Got some room to run. He'll have an 8-yard run through the middle to the 35-yard line, 2nd and 2.
Yep, and this has to be the formula for them. That was only the 7th carry so far for A.J. Francis, and that's just not the kind of workload that he's used to getting. And so it kind of makes sense why they're playing a little bit from behind here. You're not utilizing your great running back to his full potential.
Under center is Christensen. 7 in the box defensively for Houston. Francis breaks a tackle but doesn't break the second one. He's hit like a truck. 3rd and 4, loss of 2. And Eddie Gage comes up and makes a massive hit.
Yeah, and Eddie Gage going to be thanking that linebacker for the good penetration there. He slows down Francis enough that Gage has time to close the distance and really lay the hurt on him, bring up an important 3rd down.
3rd down, as mentioned, Tallahassee best in the league in efficiency. We'll see if they can make it on 3rd and 4. Tipped and incomplete. It'll be over the midfield line is where it dropped. And that is unfortunate, as Willis was the intended target. Eddie Gage, again, making a play on defense.
Yeah, Eddie Gage, just a monster strong safety. He is leading in 3 categories all time as a strong safety, having a tremendous season himself. That's probably his 3rd or 4th pass deflection, 5 interceptions on the year so far, and a very critical stop, keeping Tallahassee on their side of the field and not giving up the lead here is really big for them.
That's important for Houston. One of their keys to the game was limiting the Pride's 3rd down success. Pride now 1 for 4 in 3rd down. His return from the 30-yard line to the 37. And Kentes back out on the field. Just north of 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. And we'll see what Kentes can do to get the Hyenas back in front now that he has a second crack at it.
And this is going to be the best starting field position for Houston so far. But with 4:25 left, I'd like to see them stick to their running game and chew up a bunch of time, try to go into the half with a lead and give Tallahassee no chance to respond.
High formation, chance for Kentes to throw to the outside. Has Warren Murray out there, but he'll step out of bounds after no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 37.
And Tallahassee took the opening kickoff, so if Houston can score and then keep Tallahassee from scoring at the end of this, they have the possibility to go up 2 scores if they can do something at the open of the second half. So a really big opportunity if Houston can play this drive smart and efficiently while burning off the clock.
I mean, if they can burn off clock and not even give Tallahassee a chance with the ball, I think that'd be ideal for them. This will be a chance for Kentes on a 2nd and 10. Wings it right side. That is caught. And it's going to be down to the 45-yard line. Kentes, it's a pretty good QB rating as he's sitting at another 1st down for Leroy Brown.
Yep, Leroy Brown pumping up over 50 yards on the night so far off of only 3 receptions. He's really had a lot of space to work when he's getting open. But working against the Sprouse brothers, it is hard to get open, especially on that side of the field, working against Michael. So
yeah.
he's got a lot to do.
You almost have to work the middle of the field against these guys because Michael and just the Sprouse brothers in general, they will close up shop on the outsides very, very easily. And that is one for Leroy Brown as he gets another catch, 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard completion.
Yeah, I have to think the game plan for Houston needs to be run the ball up the middle with Murray and find Yassine Clifton in the middle on some of those shorter routes. Yassine Clifton's only been targeted 1 time so far tonight.
And apologies, Matthew. I definitely had a brain blurb on your name there, but Michael and Matthew when he goes at the outside. Murray run, 1st down, Moore trying to get through free. He does to the 10, 5 to the house. That's a Warren Murray touchdown for Houston. They take back the lead at the tail end of the 2nd quarter.
And it's almost a shame that we already had the Everscroll block of the game because you could have said any one of those was a tremendous block right there. And Murray, for his part, taking advantage of the blocks and showing his moves to break out of not one but 2 tackles. Yeah, I'd love a good stiff arm. And then just out sprinting Matthew Sprouse to the other side of the end zone there. Warren Murray not taking the time off the clock, but never going to be upset about the touchdown.
That will work. 20-14, extra point going to be up and coming here fairly quickly. But that is a big touchdown to get for the Hyenas. Warren Murray again making things happen on the running game for the Hyenas. That's number 11 on the carry department, and he's got a touchdown in this game now. He's got a 10.4 yards per carry at this point in the game. That is a ridiculous average as Griffin adds the extra point.
Yeah, 114 yards so far in this game, which is actually almost more than he's been averaging over an entire game. So he's done a full game's work in a half, and it's not even the full half yet. He might get another chance.
Get paid by the hour.
That's very true.
The 6-yard line is where this will be returned from. The 20-25, and he's hit like a Mack truck at the 25-yard line. Christian Christensen back out on the field, going to try to make quick work of this drive. I mean, essentially, they can use the last 3 minutes if they want, I guess, and give Houston back the ball at the start of the second half.
Yeah, I really think once you're inside the 4 minutes coming up on the half, you don't want to give the other team the ball. So as much as you want to come out and respond quickly, you have to be smart with this and not give Houston a chance to counter-respond.
Christensen, good blocking in front of him, tipped and nearly intercepted, but it will hit the ground as the Hyenas linebackers decided to try to play volleyball with it.
Yeah, BJ Levelis had a chance on that one, but you don't always expect linebackers to be coming up in the tip drill. It was a great pass deflection by the corner on the play, and exactly what Houston needs right now. Like, if you can shut down this Tallahassee offense here, I mean, the opportunities are endless for them to run away with this game.
In the gun is Christensen. To his left is Francis. Looking to throw, 3-step drop, wings it left towards the sideline. That is going to be caught. Ken Gossett the target. He'll bring it in after a 6-yard completion, make it 3rd and 4.
Yep, and 3rd down is exactly where this Houston defense wants to go to work. They're one of the best in the league at it, and with this field position and this early in the drive, they would give their offense time to come out and put up even more points before going into the half.
In the gun once more. Francis to the right this time. Christensen over the middle. That's caught by the big tight end. That is a 1st down for Tallahassee, and that's a real nice throw over the middle.
Yep, and an important 1st down. Tallahassee not wanting to give up another possession here before the end of the half. So keeping that drive alive and keeping the clock running means they're not going to give Houston the opportunity to get the ball back.
Ty Norris on that grab. Should be his 3rd catch if my calculations are correct. I formation. Hand off Francis, room to run. Going to try to break another tackle. He gets taken down by the shoelaces, but not before he gets to the yellow line. 1st down for the Pride as they move it near midfield.
Yeah, AJ Francis saying, hey, I know how to run for 10 yards at a time as well. That was only his 10th carry. And like I said earlier, they have to be getting him the ball more. He's had really good efficiency tonight. They're just not utilizing him to his fullest extent.
Under center, Christensen once more. And off Francis, got some more room to run. To the outside, got to break a tackle here. If he does, he's gone, but he gets taken down. And that brings us to the Quip 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to halftime in Houston. 1st and 10 for the Pride. When we come back, 21-14 Hyenas as the Pride try to tie it up. Says the SFL on Twitch. It's the Friday Night Lights presented by APM Music. Under center for Christensen as we are back to you in Houston. 1st and 10 from the 38. Hand off Francis up the middle, and he'll get taken down after a 7-yard completion. Quip 2-minute warning. Quip design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations. Brush head refills for $5. Refilled every 3 months. Covered for life and free shipping for life. Use link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Shotgun play for the Pride. This is a play action. Christensen to the outside. That's intercepted. Back the other way, and room to run all the way to the house. That is going to be a Houston touchdown for Everett Garrison. He had an interception last week. This one he takes to the house.
And that is his second pick 6 of the season. He has already returned 1 for a touchdown. He is having himself a season so far. And this is a huge play for them because this is, almost an 80-yard return. And it puts them up 2 scores going into the half. Just absolutely incredible work here.
Christensen, an ill-advised throw, to say the least. He wants it back. He can't have it back. It's Garrison's now. 28-14 as long as the extra point has no issues. And Houston going to go up 2 scores on the second-place team from 2 seasons in a row as Tallahassee is really, really struggling in Houston tonight. Extra point, snap is good, kick is up and on the way. It is through. 14 points separating these 2 teams as Houston looks to play spoiler to their bitter rival. And Tallahassee's going to get the ball back, but they have a minute 14 to try to do something to bring this back to within 1 score.
And this is the beautiful thing about rivalry games, that because these teams are so familiar, even though you look at the records coming into this, you go, oh, Tallahassee should be the clear favorites. Houston just knows how to work Tallahassee over, and they are doing a tremendous job of it tonight. Tallahassee's going to be feeling real down going into the locker room. Their coaching staff is really going to have to rally them.
To the 26th, the return will go. Christensen back out on the field, try to get a little redemption before the half is up. 42 combined points already, and we have not even hit halftime in Houston. If you guys are just joining us, Chris Curtis, Gus Schultz with you in the booth. Nathan Blake with us on stats, making us look like geniuses. Thank you very much, sir. Shotgun formation for the Pride. Trying to get something quick and dirty. And is in trouble. He's going to get taken down. That's a big sack to take. It's a 7-yard loss, and the Hyenas are going to really make things difficult on the Pride.
And Chad Tackle finally making his name heard. That's sack number 10 on the season for him. He's 4th in tackles for loss, doing real great in the sack department. And he just wants to get in on the hype right now before the halftime.
Shotgun formation for the Pride. Christensen pump fake, wings it over the middle. That's caught. Not much more to it than that. It'll be 3rd and 8. And the Hyenas looking to make a big 3rd down stop to try to put this half to rest. But it might not matter. The Pride not exactly hurrying to the line. And to be honest, that may be the last play we see of this first half.
And after a big interception return for a touchdown like that, and then on the next drive, your quarterback comes out and get a big sack, you really just want to play it safe here. So yeah, don't do anything too crazy. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then, well, you go into the half and try to put together a new plan.
Nope. Well, instead, Tallahassee's going to call a timeout. So with 2 seconds left on the clock, they look like they're going to heave and hope for points at the end of this half. That is kind of an odd strategy. I totally expected them to just kind of run out the clock and let it go. But I guess when you don't get the ball back at the end of the first, or at the start of the second half, you start to do some dangerous things.
Well, I think they have a little bit of faith in Christensen's ability
True.
to chuck this ball down the field that far. He's, definitely shown the ability to move the ball pretty hard, but this is definitely not the right formation for that. I don't even know.
Looks like it's probably just going to be a run. They want to get Francis another run, I think. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Francis through the tackle. He's going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage. 1 yard gain for what it's worth, and that is going to do it for the first half. The Houston Hyenas trying to make a statement in part to that man right there, Eddie Gage. The Hyenas 28, Pride 14. We're going to head to the locker room. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back to you for the third quarter in Houston. Stay with us. Back to you in Houston. Welcome back into Week 10 in the SFL. Friday Night Lights in Houston, Texas for the Pride in the Lone Star State, taking on the Hyenas. Chris Curtis, Gus Schultz, and Nathan Blake with you for the broadcast. Nathan Blake on stats. Gus is good first half. I'm having some fun with this because Houston is in a position right now where you didn't think they would be at the start of this game.
Yeah, I mean, you've got four passing touchdowns so far, a rushing touchdown, a pick six. I mean, this game has had just about everything happen so far. And Houston comes out and is in the lead to start the second half off. So, I mean, a lot of surprises to be had here, very pleasant. And I love a good shootout. Defense is fun, but shootouts are great.
Yeah, play of that first half belongs to Everett Garrison, that 80-yard touchdown interception return that he brought all the way back. Real nice play from him to read Christensen's eyes. And now the Hyenas have a chance to go up 3 scores, which, again, not a position you thought you'd be in. Warren Murray's in the backfield. He'll get the rush. Right side, plenty of move to the outside. Going to have some green, and he'll get taken down after a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 as they will look for a more manageable third down play, or second down play.
Yep. Yeah, but Warren Murray, I mean, just having a night of it so far. Over 120 yards coming into this. He got the big rushing touchdown. It was 39 yards. This is the longest run of the night. He is just really taking charge of this offense and making sure that they get the yards they need when they need them.
High formation. Right side off tackle. He's going to get taken down. 2-yard gain, but not enough for the first. Make it a 3rd and 1. You mentioned that coming into this game, Houston 52% on third downs. They've had a pretty good night of it so far.
Yeah, Houston's really done a good job keeping the ball moving. 66% so far. They've had 3 attempts. They've converted on 2 of them. And again, a lot of that comes down to Warren Murray.
3rd and 1, handoff Murray, right side, got to break the tackle, and he does. First down for Houston as they get it to the 39-yard line. That's a big one to get, as Tallahassee was looking to get off the field.
Yeah, Warren Murray is a pretty good size back, 6'2", 230 pounds in his third season right now. He hasn't quite shown the best vision tonight. He's missed a couple cutback lanes where he could have broken some runs bigger, but he's running with a lot of ferocity and just getting out there and hitting people and running through tackles.
He's being the aggressor, which is helping his yardage count for sure. Murray through the middle, has some room to run. Good block, good night. He is gone to the house. Warren Murray again takes it the distance, his second of the game.
What an incredible set of blocks to open this up. Warren Murray showing some nimble feet once again to get through the traffic in the middle of that field. And once he's past the second level, there are wide receivers blocking down on all of the corners and safeties. He is not touched again, and just nobody even close for the Tallahassee defense.
Scorpion King in chat called it out. I was just about to say it. Leroy Brown with a major block on the inside as well to make sure that that lane was absolutely clear as Murray goes untouched to pay dirt. 3 scores up are the Houston Hyenas, 34-14. Going to make it 35 here in just a moment as long as the extra point goes through. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up and it is through. 35-14. Houston gives the ball back to Tallahassee, and Tallahassee is not looking good right now.
Yeah, Tallahassee's offense has been fairly good for the most part. They punted their first drive, they come out and they score 2 more. Then they punt, and then it's like, oh, pick 6, and then the half. So, I mean, really, their drives are ending, for the most part, the way they want them to. It's just their defense is not getting them the ball back to really take control of this game.
And it's going to be at the 10-yard line. Chance for Tallahassee to try to get a return out of it, but no farther than the 25 will they go. Christensen needs to get on his horse here. See if they can do it. This is a momentum-based team. They have not had a lot of momentum in these last few drives as they try to reverse the tide that is the Hyenas' defense. They've consecutive 3 and outs for the Pride in a couple of drives, and the interception as well. And things aren't looking good on the offensive side of the ball for the boys in white. Over the middle, right side actually tipped and nearly intercepted again. Christensen just cannot avoid the linebackers right now for the Hyenas.
Yeah, Christensen's vision lines are just a little bit messed up. He's definitely not feeling in rhythm. He had the interception on one drive, then the big sack on that next one. And it's like, I know you're down by this big hole, but you've got a top running back. You have to rely on him to help you dig out of that. And they're not. They're trying to put this game in Christensen's hands, and he's buckling just a little bit under this pressure.
Yeah, I think he still has plenty of chance to get back into it. This will be a run to Francis, and he will not go very far. 3rd and 10 upcoming. That's part of why the Hyenas have done really well on third down defense tonight. They have put the Pride in very auspicious third down situations. They've had 3rd and longs for a majority of the night, with the exception of the first one was a 3rd and 2, but they still made the stop. This has been a real well-rounded effort to try to limit the Pride's forward progress. And this will be a chance for Christensen. Over the middle, that one is caught. That's a first down, first completion of in a little while. Eddie Gage comes up, makes another tackle, his 6th. And that is one for Willis.
Yep, Grayson Willis hauling another safe catch in. And I was just about to talk about how the linebackers for Houston have kind of taken away the middle of the field, and then Grayson Willis cuts through the middle of the field for the first down. Because that's exactly how being a commentator works some days.
Yep.
But they really have. The Houston linebackers have done an incredible job of very quietly shutting down the inside of this field and making Tallahassee work the outside.
Sidearm throw for Christensen has another first down for the Pride. And I believe that's another one for, nope, that's not quite Willis. That is a non-contract player, but real nice work from Swain.
Yep, Trevor Swain, 6 foot, kind of on the small side there, 185 pounds, but they want to use him from that like secondary slot position to draw some strange matchups and try to take advantage of that.
Handoff, Francis trying to bust through, can't do it. 2nd and 9 coming after a 1-yard gain. Chad tackle there.
Yep, and Francis, that's only his 13th carry. He's gotten 80 yards off of 13 carries. It's like, why does he only have 13 carries? That's got to be the solution to fixing this offense is go back to what you know works, get Houston committed to stopping the run, then let Christian attack them on the backside.
Christensen will attack here to the outside. It is Francis, has the ball in his hands, but he doesn't get very far. 3rd and 6 upcoming. I think A.J. Francis is getting the Warren Murray treatment from last week. Not a lot of carries, but he's effective when he touches the ball.
Yeah, I mean, every time he touches the ball, they're getting really good work out of it. I mean, he's at 3 yards per catch. He's at 5.5 yards per run, but he's just not touching the ball often enough. And Rodney Panini, that's a name we haven't talked about before, tracking him down, keeping that run short.
That is a real nice throw over the middle, splitting the seam. That was Rodney Panini you're thinking of, by the way.
Yeah, Panani. I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet.
I thought that's what it was. Over the middle, real good work.
Yep, and this is just Grayson Willis cutting through the center again. He is really adept at navigating that traffic and coming up with that ball in some tight situations. But those are dangerous throws when you've got to get it through all of those defenders, linebackers underneath, and safeties over the top.
Under center is Christensen. They're starting to move the ball in a good direction for the offense. And Francis, and he gets taken down at the line. Real nice tackle by the Hyenas defensive line, and that is going to be a 2nd down.
Yeah, the Hyenas are just doing great work up front, trying to keep Francis from getting things going. They don't want Francis to get started because that could be their death knell for this lead. So they've really committed on this drive to coming up and keeping him quiet.
And Francis through the middle. He gets a couple. Make it 3rd and 6. As Francis will notch 4 more. But the 27 is where they're at. So at least in field goal range, try to get points here. But they definitely need a touchdown more than a field goal at this point.
Yep, and B.J. Lovelace on the stop makes this a 3rd and long medium. It's not quite a 3rd and long, but it's a very long medium.
Single back. Looking to throw. Plenty of time. Right side. That one's a nicely timed hit to take that ball away. 4th and 6 as Swain was the intended target. And that is going to be a chance. It'll be a choice now for the Pride as they may try to kick this.
Yeah, Mana Kanaka laying the wood there with just an incredibly well-timed hit. And sometimes that's all you can do. If you get a wide receiver who makes a step back and kind of shakes you off him from that man coverage, sometimes all you can do is just hope to get there with a well-timed hit to knock that ball out and make the catch and incompletion.
This will be a 44-yard attempt. This kick is up and on the way. It is good. So that is a real nice 3 points from the Pride as they're able to get some points back at least as Douglas is good for it. And that'll get them, closer. But they need a few more of those and need to turn those into touchdowns here pretty quick.
Yeah, they're going to have to stop settling for field goals. I mean, when you're down 3 scores with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, it seems like it's too early to consider everything 4-down territory, but it really isn't. You've had a lot of struggles against this Houston defense so far through this game. You've got to come out and really start establishing the need for the touchdowns.
That'll be down to the 20, 25, to the 30-yard line, gets stopped at the 28. And we are ever closer to that 60-point mark, 52 points combined between these two teams. As mentioned, I believe this is the 5th game that could go 60-plus?
I'm not sure. I know their last 3 were 60-plus, so it would be the 4th in a row.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Kentez in the gun. You can try to put the foot on the throat of the Pride in this game. 3-step drop, looks to throw. Deep left side, tipped and incomplete. As the cornerback all over it. I believe that was Michael, who got a hand on it and knocked it away.
Yep, Michael Sprouse jumping on a slightly underthrown ball there. If that thing is deeper down the field, the wide receiver has Sprouse totally burned. That turns into a huge play. But Kentez Johnson, again, struggling a little bit with the underthrow there, giving Tallahassee an opportunity that they'd like to be able to exploit to get back into this.
High formation for the Hyenas. Long drop back for Kentez. Puts it over the middle. Deep caught. And that is a long one for Leroy Brown. Can he get there? 10 to the 7. And he's taken down at the 10. They'll say Leroy Brown with a long one into the red zone.
Leroy Brown is having a night of it. 132 yards already. He's got the 1 touchdown. He wanted another one here. He runs a perfect route to get in behind the single high safety, and then there's just no one. He was lucky that the defenders were able to catch up to him.
Wow. Crazy play puts Houston on the cusp of scoring again. 1st and 10 from the 10. They're in the red zone for the 4th time tonight. Kentez to throw. Plenty of time. Looks. Throws. End zone picked off. And then it's a big one to get from the safeties in the Tallahassee end zone. That is going to be a change of possession. Alex Bond gives Christensen back the ball.
Yep, 3rd interception of the season for Alex Bond there. He is going to be very happy to have done his part to keep Houston from expanding this lead any further.
A little bit of momentum swing here. Give Christensen back the ball at his own 20-yard line, but they have a shout. It's only the 3rd quarter yet. Still 4 minutes left in it. Plenty of time for Tallahassee to try to mount something here. In the gun by himself. Christensen to throw. Moves up in the pocket over the middle. That ball is caught, and it was a split seam for sure. 1st and 10 for Tallahassee.
Yeah, it looks like the entire Houston secondary is in the vicinity of Grayson Willis there, and he just continues to not care about that. Christensen has found the needle to thread with these balls and has been continuing to hit that pass.
Again, shotgun by himself. Plenty of time to throw. Crossing pattern over the middle, and another one caught. And Christensen showing the accuracy. It's another one. Everett Garrison came up to make the stop, but not before the big tight end got it.
Yep, Ty Norris having a pretty good night for himself as well. 4 receptions off of 7 targets. Yeah, 4 off 5 targets. Okay. Ty Norris, 46 yards so far, and that's a real good night for a tight end. And proud to be contributing to this one. He wants to get down there and get them some more points. They haven't seen the actual end zone since their 3rd drive of the game.
Well, and for the Pride, he's the biggest target on the field, too. So that's pretty easy to throw it up the elevator shaft and get him. That's going to be a tipped ball and back into the field of play, but that's incomplete. Ken Gossett, the intended receiver. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Everett Garrison with an incredibly athletic play to get up. He's really kind of burned on this route because there's so much space in behind him for that throw, but he jumps up so high and manages to get a hand on that, saves what probably could have been a Tallahassee touchdown.
From the 48-yard line in Houston territory, Tallahassee needs to score. Francis, first carry of the drive. He's going to try to bust it to the outside. He will get 6 yards. It's 3rd and 4. Make it a manageable 3rd down for the Pride.
You know, a manageable 3rd down, but a tough team to get them against. And the Pride have not been having a great night on 3rd down. They've had 5 conversions off of 9 attempts, which is about their average. And it's just not enough for them. Their drives are petering out right here in the middle of the field.
And a lot of that has to do with just with them just basically having 3rd and long. This will be a big tackle. They're going to call that one a sack. I think it was Chad Tackle that got up and got him. It was. What a play. His 2nd sack of the ball game.
Yep, and that's exactly why you have this guy on your roster. Chad Tackle is a lot of man, 6'5", 320 pounds, the biggest defender on their team, and he just gets right through the center and blows that up, forces the punt.
Put them at 50% on 3rd downs tonight, a little less than their average. This will bounce towards the goal line, and they cannot stop it from going into the end zone. That's and don't forget, too, we've got one more game coming up for you tonight as well. San Francisco and Mexico City going to duke it up in just a little while after we are done here in Houston. First half of a Friday Night Lights doubleheader for you on Twitch, so stay tuned for that. 1st and 10. Houston, again, looking to assert dominance. 3 at the top half of your screen. 6 in the box, handoff, right side, plenty. Tried to break through. Can't do it. Warren Murray gets taken down by 2 Lions, and that's going to be a 2nd and 9.
Yep, and this is another example where there actually is a cutback lane where Murray can bring that back to the inside, but he's so focused on going to the outside with most of his runs that he misses some of those opportunities. And because he runs into 2 defenders instead of 1, he's not getting that tackle broken.
High formation. Oh, nearly disastrous play for Houston as Tallahassee nearly made the tackle in the backfield, but that's a real nice play to Francis, and Michael Sprouse is down as well. Bring out another cart for him as Sir Chappelle looks to try to bring his player up, but that's not good news for the Pride.
Yeah, the Pride already missing a defensive end there, and DR Sim making what looks like a pretty tame block. Hopefully this is nothing serious, maybe just a bruise or sprained wrist there from that landing, because you have to rely on these cornerbacks shutting the outside down. Otherwise, this defense is in a very rough spot.
And that could be problematic for the Tallahassee defense as they try to come back in this game. Under center. Kentez to the left side, tipped and incomplete. That was dangerous. 4th and 2 as Houston fails on 3rd down. It'll be a punt upcoming for the Hyenas.
Yep, a very rare 3rd down failure for this Houston offense tonight. And Tallahassee has to feel good about that one. Sir Chappelle coming up to make that play and keep his team in it. We're almost into the 4th quarter now. It really is do or die time for this Tallahassee offense.
I'll get you an update on Sprouse here and his condition very, very soon. 4th and 2, the punt is end over end. Past the halfway mark to the 37, caught there and returned to the 43 and no farther. Christensen back out on the field. They can put it back to a 2-possession game if they can get a touchdown here, and we're still not out of the 3rd quarter. Still about a minute left before we hit their 3-minute 38 before we hit that point. So plenty of time still, and Houston needs to make sure they stay buckled down defensively.
Yep, Christensen is having a pretty decent night. They just have to sustain their drives. He's at 67% completion, moving the ball 7 yards an attempt. They just have to stay on pace and not fail to convert their 3rd downs.
That's going to be the outside, caught, and out of bounds he goes. They'll call it a 2-yard catch. Although Gossett caught it a little bit farther upfield, ended up being moved back.
Yeah, Gossett really needs to get the corner turned on this one, but Everett Garrison is a pretty big hitter when he needs to be, dragging him back there. You have to hit that in stride, turn quickly to keep maximum yards out, because really Houston's 3rd down efficiency has been based on setting up 3rd and longs, which is what we have the opportunity for here.
And that's going to be the outside, caught, and that is a 1st down for Willis. Grayson Willis with the completion and the conversion on a 3rd down for the Pride. Big play there, and they will move into Houston territory.
Yep, and he's been the favorite target by far for Christensen tonight. That was his 10th right there. He's already up over 100 yards, but no touchdowns to speak of for him yet. And he's got to be hungry for him now. As much workload as he has, he wants to be able to say he got some points for the team.
Shotgun play for Christensen. To his right, A.J. Francis. Houston's defense reading throw, I believe. Showing 6 in the box. Quick throw to the outside for Francis. Has the ball. Trucks through one. What a truck from him. It's a 6-yard gain. And out of bounds he goes. Make it 2nd and 4.
Megan Manakanaka feel a little bit silly there for that attempt. AJ Francis brings the monster truck out on that one. And I love the play design there.
I like it.
I love the play design there from them. They show that big spread like they want to take a deep shot, and then they go to the running back in the flat where there's going to be less coverage. It's a great play.
That's going to be to the outside. Another one for Gossett. This is a catch and release. 1st and 10 as they get past the marker to the 34.
Houston marching right now, Tallahassee marching right now, has to be feeling good about the way that their offense looks on this drive. But they can't stop here like they did 2 drives ago. They've got to get down and score a touchdown on this.
I formation. Handoff. Francis busts through one, still goes forward, makes it a 3-yard gain. That looked like it wasn't going to get that far, but he was able to truck his way through.
Yeah, Francis has been slowed down a little bit here in the second half. We saw him start out pretty good when they were giving him the balls in the first half. But here in the second half, Houston's done a really good job of stepping up to contain him. And if that continues, it's all down to Christensen's ability to air it out if they want to climb back into this thing.
Crunch time coming. End of the third. 2nd and 7 for Tallahassee. Plenty of time for Christensen over the middle. That one is caught on the slant route. That's a 1st and 10. If you guys are just joining us, where you been? It's been a good competitive ball game so far. Chris Curtis, Gus Schultz, and Nathan Blake on stats with you for this one. Appreciate you spending a majority of your time with us here at the SFL. We are not done yet. San Francisco getting ready to do battle in just a little while as well. The second half of our doubleheader on Friday Night Lights. Flipbacks formation. Looking to throw over the middle, and that is a catch. 2nd and 6. Not much more to that one.
Yep, Christensen continuing to work well in the middle of the field, and it's only 4 yards. That's not really that big a deal. But this close, you have to be able to work with what the defense gives you, and 4 yards on 1st down is perfectly acceptable inside the red zone.
This will be a run through the middle for Francis, and he's got plenty of yards to go. That is a 1st and goal for him at the 7-yard line. Tallahassee still marching.
Yep, we haven't seen a good run like that from him for quite a while. That puts him up over the 100-yard mark on only 19 carries, and he smells the end zone. He wants to get in there.
Single back formation. Looking to throw. Plenty of time. Caught. End zone. Got it. Tallahassee touchdown. That's one they needed at the start of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they needed that in a big way. And Ken Gossett comes up, his 2nd touchdown of the night now. And it's, again, back to the quick slants and in routes right there in the center of the field, right in Christensen's eyesight, where he feels very confident throwing this ball against the Houston defense.
Extra point upcoming to make it an 11-point game. They're not out of this just yet. Snap good, hold good. Kick up and on the way. It is through. So give Tallahassee another touchdown. We now have hit that magical 60-point mark in this. No, 59 points?
59
yes,
points.
59 points. Crazy. Crazy amount of points that these guys are always playing in a shootout, it seems. Real good work from both these offenses. Just about to get going. Don't forget, you guys can keep up on ScoreStream as well. Download the app for iOS and Android and keep up with the action with other watchers and players in the SFL and with the ScoreStream app. Super fun community to be a part of as the Houston Hyenas will bring this out to the 28-yard line. And here we go. Tallahassee needs a stop. Houston trying to put this game away. Something's got to give here. If you have to put your finger on one of the buttons, which one is it?
I think for Tallahassee, it's going to come down to reining in Warren Murray. He's at 193 yards on 17 attempts. You have to take that away and put it on Kentez Johnson to keep the ball moving.
Kentez wings it right side. That's a 1st and 10. Good throw to the 41-yard line for Leroy Brown.
Yeah, Leroy Brown having a day himself at 148 yards on 6 receptions. Houston having probably the best offensive performance all season so far. Everything is just working for them, and there's not been as much resistance as you would expect from the Tallahassee defense, but the injuries will do that to you.
High formation for the Hyenas. 7 in the box defensively. Long drop back for Kentez. Puts it deep over the middle, and that is incomplete. Very dangerous throw, but it nearly worked. And Michael Sprouse, the news is in on him. He is done for the evening as well. So brother Matthew and the rest of the Tallahassee defense will have to pick up the slack on that side of the field.
Yeah, and 2 defensive stars out for the Tallahassee defense means that Houston has to smell the blood in the water. You know, Hyenas are scavengers. They're going to take what they can get. And a softened up defense is exactly what they want to see. They want to go put some more points up.
Oh, that's a big tackle. Huge tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And that's 3rd and 13 as Tallahassee's defense starting to stand up.
Yeah, linebacker Danny Atkins on that one, just blowing it up right from the start into the backfield very quickly. giving Warren Murray no room to work. That's exactly what they need to do to keep him reined in, because once Warren Murray starts running, he's really done a good job of breaking those tackles.
Big third down. Kentes is in a 5-wide, set in the gun. Looks to throw. Deep left side. Tipped it incomplete. 4th and 13. DR Sim the intended target. And don't look now. The Hyenas will punt, and Tallahassee has a shot at this thing.
Yep, this is a monster stop for this Tallahassee defense, and almost an interception there for Matt Sprouse. He's got to make up for his brother being gone, and he's working against the best in the business. So a good one for him to go up and get, because DR Sim takes that to the house otherwise.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if it's not an underthrown ball, if he throws it over his head, DR Sim might be able to get there too. So it's definitely a good play from Sprouse to be able to get his hands on the football, give Christensen back the ball after this punt. Good snap on the punt, nearly blocked. That was close, but it does get end over end to the 25-yard line. He's caught there to the 24, and here we go. Tallahassee needs points. They need them now. Touchdown preferred. They could probably get away with a field goal as well, but it would keep it at a 2-possession game.
Yep, they need 11. They don't need 10, and so you don't want to have to settle for a field goal. You know, you could kick the field goal, but then you're going to rely on the 2-point conversion to tie the game up, and that's a very risky proposition. So they want the touchdown, and they've got, plenty of time to do it.
Francis breaks a tackle, does not break a second one. He'll get 6 yards, make it 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
Yep, AJ Francis continuing to do work here. They need to keep him going if they want to stay in this. Don't put it all on Christensen when that's not the role that he's filled before.
Under center. That's a free play coming. Through the middle is going to be Francis. The penalty will be declined likely, and that is a first down for the Pride, as we'll see Stripes here in just a moment with some MeUndies laundry in his hand.
Yep, and a free play indeed. That's a neutral zone infraction. And so you just look, which one is greater? Is it 5 yards from the penalty, or did Francis pick up 6 yards on the run? So, either way, a good situation for Tallahassee. Keep the ball moving, keep the chains moving, and don't let too much time run off this clock.
Ball is at the 35, still in Tallahassee territory. Split backs formation. One of those backs happens to be AJ Francis. 8 in the box defensively for the Hyenas. They're expecting run. Instead, everybody backs up. Thrown from Christensen. It's caught. He gets hit as he threw, but he does get it off. It's a 4-yard completion. That was dangerous, but it worked out in Ken Gossett's favor.
Yep, and back to those middle-of-the-field dangerous throws, but Christensen has shown good accuracy with them. He's still at 74% on the night, which is right there where he expects to be. And at 7 yards an attempt, I don't see why you wouldn't keep going to that well.
Francis he gets a yard, and that's being generous. That'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Pride. Reminder, this is only the first half of a doubleheader. We've got San Francisco and Mexico City. Two teams very much in the postseason hunt. Mexico City holds down a playoff spot currently. San Francisco has some work to do. They need a little bit of help, but they need to take care of business on their own first. And so they will have the game after we are done here in Houston. Andy Hamilton and Cameron Irvine waiting on the call and for the second half for a doubleheader. This ball to the outside, caught by Gossett, but it is out of bounds. Make it 4th and 5.
And I wonder if Tallahassee wants to challenge this one and then try to come out and convert on 4th down, because if that's in, it makes it a very convertible 4th down situation. But it looks like they want to send their punt team out.
Yep, it'll be a punt. Looks like Tallahassee will get rid of the ball here. And it's a low snap, nearly blocked, but he does get it away. Houston with another chance to potentially put this game away, as that return will not go very far to the 23-yard line.
And that must be the absolute last time that Tallahassee punts, because with 6 minutes left on this clock, even if you say Houston's only going to take 2.5 to 3 minutes off the clock, that puts you inside the 4-minute zone, and Tallahassee still needs 2 scores at a minimum in order to get back into this.
I formation. Kentez, handoff. Left side, Murray breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, breaks a third tackle, and he will get down towards the first down marker, 2nd and inches. What a run by Murray. Just cannot bring this man down very easily.
And he has rumbled his way all the way to 200 yards in the game. So he is well up over 1,000 on the season. He's averaging 10.5 yards per carry right now. That's absolutely insane numbers.
Hand off, right side, breaks a tackle, gets a first down. Nice work. 1st and 10 to the 34-yard line. They move the chains.
He just cannot be stopped tonight. He is contacted 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but just manages to squeak his way out of the ankle tackle there and fight forward through another to pick up the first down, keep Houston moving the ball.
Under center is Kentez. Over the middle, has a man. It's DR Sim. He's got a first down past midfield into Tallahassee territory.
It's been a quiet night for DR Sim. That's only his 3rd reception of the night. He's been targeted 5 times, but when he catches them, he is making them count. 30 yards on 3 catches. So, I mean, if he's good for 10 every time, you know, you don't have to hit him all that often.
In the gun. Tallahassee needs a stop. They need it quick. Right side for Kentez. Tipped and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Clock stops, more importantly, for Tallahassee.
Yeah, that's a big bonus for them. Getting that down and incomplete rather than swarming to the ball and make the tackle keeps the time on the clock, and so that they can leave more hope of getting in here and doing this.
Ball just past midfield at the 47. Look at the I formation from the Hyenas. 7 in the box defensively for Tallahassee. Run through the middle for Murray, but he doesn't go anywhere. 3rd and 11 upcoming. And now Houston, if I'm them, I'm taking my time on this 3rd down snap. And even if you don't make it, again, take your time.
Yeah, and that's EJ DeQ getting into the backfield for a tackle for loss there. That's somebody we haven't had a lot of chance to talk about because they've been running towards the outsides of that formation directly away from him.
3 at the top, 1 at the bottom. That's your wide receiving tandems right now for Houston. They are indeed taking their time, down 9 seconds on the play clock, and nothing doing. Murray will get the run. The clock will continue to tick, tick, tick away as we're inside of 4 minutes left in this 4th quarter, but Tallahassee gets the stop they need.
Yep, Tallahassee feeling the pressure right now, but they've been playing well defensively. This is their 3rd straight forced punt, and actually, if you include the interception from Alex Bond, this is 4 straight drives that they've shut the Houston offense down. So they're stepping up to the plate. Now they just need their offense to cover them on the other side of the ball.
Punt upcoming for Houston. Kick is up and on the way. It'll get down inside the 10. Caught there. Tallahassee going to try to run to the 15 or more, but they'll get to the 15. That's it. And so that is going to bring Christensen back out on the field. Quick, efficient strikes are needed for the Tallahassee offense to get themselves back in this game. Still down 11 points.
Yeah, absolutely no time to waste. You have to get down, put a touchdown on the board, or maybe a field goal, and then you've got to come out and really, you're probably looking at an onside kick attempt.
Probably. That was my thought too, yep. That was my thought too. This will be a chance over the right side, or over the middle, I should say. That's a catch and a first down. They'll go no huddle. And Kumbaya in chat called it out. That pick 6 earlier definitely hurt. That might be another one. Oh, a broken tackle. 10-5 to the house. Oh, man. What? How does that even happen? That's a touchdown, Houston, and that's likely going to put this game away.
Absolutely incredible play. That is strong safety Derek Woodson for Houston, driving the dagger into the heart of the Tallahassee Pride, breaking a tackle even to get the pick 6.
So I think we can all say that Kumbaya is the one who started that not me. Okay, can we be fair on that, chat? Is that a thing we can do? Love you, Kumbaya. Thanks for that. That's a Houston touchdown, and will likely put this one away for Houston, as the extra point will be on the way here shortly. 42-24, as long as this goes through with no problems. Kick up and on the way, and it is through. That is a huge defensive play, and there's been a couple of them tonight. This one, the second pick six of the ball game for Houston, and Christensen is throwing things on the Tallahassee sideline right now.
Well, after 2 pick sixes in a game, he needs to spend some more time throwing the football around to work on that accuracy. But, I mean, no, he's been incredibly accurate tonight, still at 71%. He's just not, they're asking him to do too much and not using Francis to his full potential. You really can't pin this on Christensen.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. But you know how the quarterback feels. He feels it's his game the entire time he's on the field. So even if it's not his fault, it's his fault. So.
Absolutely. The quarterback is the leader, and he's got to find a way to rally this offense to try and make something of this.
Yeah, 42-24. We did indeed pass the 60-point mark. I can tell you that. Closing in on that 66. We are on point for now. This will be Christensen's throw to the outside. Francis has the ball. Tries to break the tackle. Does not go very far. They'll continue to run the no huddle here. From their own 27. Christensen over the right side. Caught. Nice little post route over the middle. 1st and 10. They'll move the ball again. That's a throw to the left side. Another catch. This one for Ty Norris. He's got a completion. 2nd and 3.
I like the efficiency. Keep them short, keep them fast, and keep the ball moving.
Over the middle. That one is going to be an incompletion, though, as it'll be 3rd and 3 upcoming, as that was Gossett is the intended receiver.
Yep, and they're actually going to be a little bit okay with this because it gives them a chance to breathe and think about this 3rd down play coming out there. And so Eddie Gage plays a big hit on one of their big wide receivers, but it sets up an opportunity for Tallahassee to really think about what they want to do now that they're in the scoring side of the field rather than their own side of the field.
Crowd getting loud, trying to will this team to a stop. Could be the last stop of the game. Christensen to throw on 3rd down over the middle. That is tipped and incomplete. 4th down territory. They will try once more, but it could be all for naught with a little more than 2 minutes left in the game.
And now the question is, do you put the ball in Francis's hands? He's been running 5 yards a carry, or do you trust Christensen to make the safe 4th down throw for the short yards that he's been able to pick up fairly well through the middle of the field?
In the gun by himself is Christensen.
That answers that.
Yep. Plenty of time. Wing to the right side. Caught. Going towards the sideline. He will indeed step out of bounds. It'll at least stop the clock. Just north of 2 minutes left until this game is done. Willis, another catch. Going to be quite a lot to his totals tonight. He's been a very, very good, efficient target for this Pride team.
Yeah, Grayson Willis up at about 145, maybe pushing 150 by now. He has done a lion's share of the work there in the middle of the field.
Ha, ha. It's funny because of the Pride. Ha. The gun. Christensen to throw to the left side. That's caught. And it'll be 2nd and 3. We come to you for the last Quip 2-minute warning of the night. 42-24. Houston biding their time until this one is done, and they will play spoiler to the Tallahassee Pride. As you mentioned, Gus, difficult to get in with 4 losses on the docket the way this is shaping out, and that will put Tallahassee, as long as this score holds, that's where it's going to end up.
I promise that pun was accidental. I don't do that on purpose.
It was a caster level pun, you know it. Nice job. 1st and 10. Right side for Francis. That is going to be a 1st down for Tallahassee.
Yep, 1st down and the clock continuing to be stopped. This is exactly what you want to do in your 2-minute offense. get players open in space to where they can get the ball out of bounds, keep the clock moving, give yourself the best chance to do something.
1st and 10. And the Houston 23-yard line. They're in field goal range, but that doesn't matter much at this point. Looking to throw. Over the middle and nearly picked off again. Ken Gossett, the intended target. 4 incompletions when thrown to him. He's got 9 receptions, but just hasn't made the impact he's wanted to, even though he's got a touchdown.
Yep, and that's Mana Kanaka, who had hands on that ball. It looked like he had 2. So if he's a wide receiver, he's getting chewed out by his coach right now for dropping that. But I think cornerbacks get a little bit of leeway on those.
In the gun is Christensen. You got 4 on the line defensively. The ref's probably going to drop back into coverage for Houston. Oh, they'll send 4. This is going to be to the left. 3rd and 7. They'll call a timeout. Their first one of the half.
Yep, and that's a great tackle by Alan Ball to keep that in bounds and force Tallahassee to burn a timeout here.
Christensen again, trying to make something happen. 3rd and 7. Looks to throw outside, looking for the sideline. Can he get there? He cannot. No, they'll say he does. Stop the clock with 1:43 to go. It's 4th and 3. They are in 4th down territory here.
And I don't hate that route. You know you're in 4th down territory already, so just go ahead and make the conversion easier rather than risking trying to get it all in one play and something tragic happening like a 3rd interception.
You know, we may see a run to Francis here. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I'd love it.
Nope, it is indeed a throw. Christensen will try it to the outside. It is Francis, though, that gets the ball. He's got a 1st down, punches his way through, and gets a 1st and goal to the Houston 8-yard line. That's at least a good piece of work to get Francis the ball with no one near him.
Yeah, I love getting the running back involved on that swing play. When you line him up under or behind the quarterback who's under center, in that situation, it looks like a run. That's exactly where A.J. Francis wants to go to work. So when he doesn't run that ball and it's a pass, he's not going to be covered the same way he would.
3 at the bottom, 1 at the top for Christensen. Looking to get points on the board. End zone! He's got it. That's a touchdown for Tallahassee.
Yep, that is Ty Norris on the touchdown there. That's going to be his 4th of the season. And he'll feel good about that one, even though may not have an opportunity to affect the final score. When you're a tight end, you take the touchdowns any way they come in.
Yeah, at least you got something there. Make it a 42-31 game unless they try for they may try for the 2 points here. No, they'll try for the field goal. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're not making it up all at once, but we're up over the 70-point mark.
Yeah.
And we just continue
Are you
to
surprised?
watch these
I'm really
teams
not.
brutalize each other.
Yeah, that kick is on the way up and through on the extra point. Kickers have had plenty of extra point practice tonight. That's Douglas, who had a field goal as well to add to his total, but it's 42-30. As Houston will get the ball and we'll try to see an onside kick here, I believe. And it looks like that's indeed what we are going to try. Ball's got to move 10 yards to the 40-yard line. Kick is on the ground. It's up in the air. It is going to be Tallahassee football. Really?
Wow. An interesting turn of events there, as this one actually bouncing off of the hands of looks like a cornerback going up for that thing. And because he doesn't bring that in, number 82 is able to slide through the middle of the tip drill, and Tallahassee's hopes are alive.
They're on life support. They still need points. So this will be interesting. This next couple of plays will probably tell us how it's going to go. Willis, you take a look at him there. He needs to make an impact. Christensen's in the gun by himself. Looking to throw outside towards the sideline. That's going to be caught. 2nd and 6. He's at the midfield stripe.
Yep, very little time coming off the clock. The clock is stopped. You moved it 4 yards down the field. This is it's manageable. It's almost impossible, but not actually impossible.
2nd and 6. At least they stopped the clock. Minute 30 to go. That's 90 seconds. Quick drop back. Put it over the middle. That's intercepted. That's going to be your ball game. Back the other way. Plenty of room to run. That is going to be a 3rd interception for Christian Christensen. 2 of them to that man right there, Everett Garrison. 1 of them a pick 6.
Yeah, Everett Garrison is probably the only guy here in the SFL who's going to be upset about only a 20-yard return on an interception. But when you had 80 yards on a pick 6 earlier in the game, that feels like a little bit of a letdown for him. However, it will secure the win for Houston, barring some kind of insane miracle here. Houston should just run this clock out.
No, they're going to run it first. This will be a chance for Warren Murray to get more yardage. He'll have another 10 added to his total, 2nd in inches. And that's Tallahassee's 2nd to last timeout, as Houston will have a chance to run the football once more.
A little bit surprised to even see Warren Murray still in the ball game here. That's 210 yards for him on 25 touches if you include his 2 receptions there. Let that man take a breather knowing that he did a lion's share of the work getting this thing done, in addition to the great defensive performance there from the Houston secondary.
No doubt. Real good work from that man right there. Would he be your player of the game at this point? I have to feel like it's probably going to be him, or it's going to be Garrison. That's the other thought process.
I think it's going to have to be Warren Murray. I don't think if you win the ball game with a 200-yard rushing day that it's really fair to give it to anybody else, because the defense is the big team effort, and so is running. But 215 yards, that's the game ball for Warren Murray in my mind.
Get you the extraordinary Everest player of the game here in just a bit. Victory formation for the Houston Hyenas. They will move to 3 and 6. It does not get any easier for them, however. They will go up against the Chicago Wildcats, who are currently in the playoffs next week. So that should be a fun one, but they have them in Houston. That's good. Next week, Tallahassee they needed this game. That's one thing, because they will go to 5 and 4, and now they got to go against the 4-time champs, the Queen City Corsairs, next week, albeit in Tallahassee. So another really tough game for them, as Queen City is right there in the playoff race. So this will be the last kneel down we'll see in Houston tonight. 30 seconds left on the clock. So real good work from the Houston Hyenas. Kentez Johnson comes out and throws a whale of a game. Christian Christensen runs into a speed bump in his season 12 stats, but no doubt he will try to correct things in the middle of the week and get back to form in the game against Queen City. Gus, these two, Tallahassee has not been the world beaters we've seen this season in the regular season that we've seen in seasons past.
If you take the 2 pick 6s off the board, Christian Christensen has an insane stat line on the night. 366 yards, 71% completions, 4 touchdowns, and whatever number on the interceptions. And the score line is less than a 14-point difference. Those
Sure.
2 pick 6s made the game for the Houston Hyenas. But they also backed that up on the offensive side of the ball. 400 total yards of offense, 203 yards of passing for Kentez Johnson, and 215 for Warren Murray, including just an insanely long touchdown run. It was 61 yards.
Yep.
Just a monster day for Warren Murray. You can't have a better day.
I'd probably say he's probably going to be our extraordinary Everest player of the game, but I've been surprised before. That said, 73 combined points between these two teams. Another shootout to add as a chapter to this team. These two teams' rivalries going through the past seasons. With that said, we're done in Houston, but we're not done on the SFL Network tonight. This is only the first half of a doubleheader. Our nightcap in Mexico City, the San Francisco Sharks trying to stay in the hunt against the Mexico City Aztecs. Cameron Irvine and Andy Hamilton waiting in Mexico City for that call after the short break. We'll see you next time. From Houston, we say goodbye and good night. And thank you for watching on the SFL Network presented by APM Music. For more, this has been a presentation of the SFL Network. For more information, head over to our Discord channel with the Discord command in chat, or head over to simulationfl.net. For Gus Schultz and Nathan Blake, I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye and good night from the Lone Star State. Cam and Andy have it after the break.